fix this 1 second. I think we're good to go. Hola, hola, hola. Hello, everybody. Welcome to His Class of Science. Going to lower my notifications here. And let's see if we could get ready. All right. I'm going to wait for a couple of you to get in here so they just know that live is working. And you guys are in for a treat. Thank you for joining me. All right, I think I'm on. Hi, Cheryl. I see you on YouTube, which reminds me I got to get that opened up. Give me 1 second, friends, and I'll be ready to go. How are you guys? How are you? Give me 1 second, and as I said, I'll be ready to go. Kind of a little rusty today. Not sure if you could tell. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yay, okay. Friends are coming in. Move this one over here. And move this one over here. And I got me some Facebook comments and YouTube comments. Okay, perfect. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? I see you on YouTube, and I'm going to pull myself up here on Craft Around the Clock. I think I'm starting to get better at this. All right. So, all right. How are you guys? How are you all? My name is Maureen with His Girls of Science, and today you are going to be in for a treat, I hope. But first of all, let me just say hello to Carol and Lori Henderson and Carol from Carol T Studios 5 and DIYs. Thank you, Tracy. I'm so happy to be back. It's been, honestly, I feel like the last time that I was back, that I have crafted, it was at the beginning, the first days of January. Having crafted for like close to 20 days. You all, so I thank you so much for welcoming me back, and for sticking around here. You all, I'm getting quite fancy here. You all, look at this. I got double me. I got me on YouTube so I could see the comments, and Facebook so I could see the comments. Look at that. Anyways, we're cooking with gas here. Today, if you guys ever wanted to, one of the things that happens in February is there's a lot of weddings. Here comes Love Day, and we happen to have a lot of weddings, right? I'm not sure how many weddings will happen up north, but down here in the south, being that it stays usually pretty cool, pretty warm, we do get a lot of weddings during Valentine's Day. Now, I have been gone from the world of I've been gone from the world of Facebook and YouTube for quite a while when it comes to crafting. Hi, Mary. Hi, Cynthia and Natalie Marie. How are you, friends? And the crafted Huckleberry. Thank you and welcome. And so, you know, usually Valentine's Day happens to, it's a special date when many of us go ahead. Well, not many of us, I'm already married, but many people, couples desire to get married. So it's a really nice wedding. Valentine's Day, hey Amanda, is also, believe it or not, I love Valentine's Day. I love Valentine's Day. I think after Christmas, I love Valentine's Day. And the reason why I love Valentine's Day so much, you probably don't know. And Natalie Nunez, welcome. Oh, thank you for your sweet comment, Natalie. Um, and one of the things, the reason why I love Valentine's Day personally is because it allows me to celebrate the love of God. So, God is love, and we love because He first loved us, as the Bible tells us. Hi, Kathleen, my friend. Thank you for being here in Happy's Craft from Memories Past. Thank you so much. Thank you for prayers. Thank you, thank you, Kelly, for sprinkling, and Kathleen. So I Valentine's Day, I love it. And one of the things that I am, um, kind of makes me a little bit sad on this ordeal that we're going through personally in my household, my family. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, check out some of the videos that I have posted. And so usually keep up in the stories. So check out in my stories. You could see all of the updates as well, both on Instagram and on Facebook. All right, so um just to make a short story short, we had a water leak. We went ahead and got black mold. Who knows since when it has been growing? Since when the leak happened, we don't know. We had to step out of the house for 4. The house was doing the whole remediation, mold testing, and so everything came out clear. And we just got back this Friday. So, and it's been lots of cleaning, and we are just starting to get used to the new norm. Um, so one of the things that because that happened, listen, I have lost my china cabinet. I love my china cabinet because I used to put all this, all the displays of everything, all of the displays of all of the holidays. I have lost another table, another furniture due to mold, and so anyways, and we're in the middle of chaos right now. It's just transitional. But one of the things that I miss the most is the fact that we have not been able to decorate. We have not been able to put the pretty things. All that is gone. And I love Valentine's Day. I have loved decorating. Hi, Anita, for Valentine's Day always. And I can't this year. So I wanted to do something. And when I think of love, I think of the union between a man and a woman besides the love of God. And today we're going to be making something that may be able to be added as a cake topper. So if whether you are getting married on Valentine's Day, whether you know someone that will be getting married on Valentine's Day, or you just want to celebrate your loved one by making a piece of up, a good cake and putting that cake topper up there, this is going to be the craft for you. So let me show you what I've got. And yeah, it's lots of new things going on. All right, so over here I have this wire. Now, unfortunately, you all, I have to tell you that I don't know the gauges on my wire. I wish I did. My daughter, at some point, she's an art student. At one of the semesters, she had to have she did a whole. They had a whole session on working with wire, and I have a bin, you all, a bin of all this leftover wire that I don't know what gauge it is. But this is the one that you kind of could, manipulate fairly easy without any kind of stress on your hand. So I am going to use, and what it is, about half a yard, and I'm going to clip it here. And I think half a yard gives us enough to kind of put this together and be able to twist it. And as I said, this one is very, very easy to manipulate. So what I'm going to do with the one with the bottom part right here is we're going to use this one as a part of the topper, which is going to be kind of like the part that is going to be able to stick to your cake. Okay, so kind of like a little foot. I could probably make it a little bit longer just to kind of be able to stay. Not only that, but you all can go ahead and twist this or wrap it to a stick, a little kebab stick, and be able to push it in. Hi, Linda. How are you? Thank you so much. I missed you all. I really have. And one of the hi Debbie. Debbie, I was interested in all of your stories about you getting a door. I was thinking, I'm like, y'all, there's so many places that you could get a door, one of those salvage yards. But I know you already ordered it, but yeah, I guess I've been looking for that. And let's see, anything else I'm missing? Good. All right, so here it is. So we have half a yard. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to start folding it or shaping it to make the shape of a heart. So notice that the half a yard is going to be just enough to give you the shape of a heart. Now, if you don't want to make yourself a cake and don't want to use it as a cake topper, don't. You could go ahead and put this somewhere that you could stand it up. If you go ahead and put a dowel, as I said, on the bottom, you're going to be able to stick it onto a vase or a planter, something that you may have some, fresh flowers, or if you want to gift it to someone, that is okay. That'd be an awesome idea too. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and be able to close this just a bit here. And just like that, we have the shape of a heart. Okay, it's kind of wonky, but it is made of wires. So which means that at any point you could continue to manipulate it and so on, making it just the way you want it. Okay, so as for me, I'm good to go there. Okay, good. All right. Good evening, friends. Hello. Oh, Miss Debbie, you're getting a good hello there. All right, so now at this point, we're going to then start turning it into, we want to make it gold. Now, I don't, one of the ways that you could make it gold, obviously, is by taking some rub and buff and perhaps, start rubbing it on. But I did not have any success with that. So I thought of perhaps taking some type of wire, I'm sorry, some type of ribbon, and start gluing it, you guys, or start, wrapping it around and do it like so. So that way you are going to just kind of, and this one, let me just show you what I got. I'm not sure, I got this foiled ribbon that is kind of like a brushed gold. It's kind of like, yeah, it says, doesn't tell me who it's distributed by, but it's celebrated, so I'm not sure where this brand is, but somehow I got this. All right, so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to very carefully wrap this and being careful because this is kind of like a fish, kind of like a fish netting kind of ribbon. That means it's one of those that has a lot of holes. So all right, so now that I have it just starting on there, I'm gonna just do one more set of glue. And because hot glue is not going to stick to metal, remember that. Hot glue will not, in the long run, stick to metal. So just be careful. Just remember that. So as I glue it on there, I'm going to hold it. And as I hold it, I'm going to continue wrapping it around. So I did started wrapping it at a 45-degree angle. So as I wrap it, I'm trying to cover as much surface as possible with this ribbon. I had another one here that I could have used, and but anything to make it a little thicker. See, now that it's a little thicker, it doesn't look so much as a just plain piece of wire. So that's pretty much it. All right, let me go ahead and catch up to you. You don't have, let me see. We don't have a habitat. Oh, you don't have a Habitat to Humanity. But check out many places that say salvage yards. I mean, there's a lot of door. If you look on Facebook Swap and Shop or Facebook Marketplace, you could go ahead and it could tell you more or less where you could have because many places are over there by Lakeland, where you could go and find the stores. I'm just telling you because that's one of the things that I would like to change in my house. I would like to change, have the contractors, famous plain door. And I always wanted to have something, change it, but doors are very expensive, guys. Front doors are very expensive. All right, so there it is, as you could see. Hi, Janet, friend, how are you? And we're going to continue. And I'll give you a little bit more on the info of what we have been going through. One of the things that I wanted to say, you guys, I really appreciate all the prayers, but I also want you to rejoice with me. And you're probably thinking, what on earth are you talking about? I want you to rejoice with me because, see, I am a Christian down to my bones. And, in the Bible, the word says, that that be thankful for perseverance. I mean, be thankful for troubles, because troubles develop perseverance, and perseverance develop this, and it's kind of like one of those verses that I'm butchering right now. So, but the only thing is that I want to say is that one of the reasons why I want you to rejoice with me is not because of my trouble, what we're going through, my family and I are going through, but because this is the Lord working this out, allowing this to happen and making it happen in a way in our lives, in the lives of my family and I. I'm just continuing to wrap, guys, that ribbon in the lives of my family and I, you guys, because it's helping us to build up a strong backbone. You know, when everything is easy and calm and you're in your comfort zone, you know, you don't think about growth. You don't think about, you're just comfy. You're just staying put. There's no growth. But when, still need a little piece, but when things kind of shake you up, right? When things kind of shake you up, that's when you kind of see that, oh goodness, this doesn't feel comfortable. You start praying more. You start trusting the Lord more. And, and that's the reason why God allows, these kinds of troubles coming our way to develop us, to make our spine basically stronger through trials. And so when I tell you to rejoice with me, it's because of that. Rejoice with me that we're going through this trouble, because by going through this trouble, God in his immense mercy has is allowing me and my family to bring us together. Because by having all these troubles, we have to trust on each other as well. By having to trust in the Lord, his perfect plan, and for us to literally see the Lord's hand on at work for us. And because at the end of the day, just like it says in Jeremiah, he knows the plans that he has for us. The plans are not to hurt us, but not to bring us harm, but to prosper us, to bring us good, to give us a future, right? So that's the reason why I say, rejoice with me, because that is what the Lord is doing right now. And we say it and we testify of it, and we're going to give him the glory through and through. At the end of the day, it's hard to see all of your things being gone. It's hard to see, your kitchen being a total mess. It's hard to see all these trees you have ties with for years. All of that is gone. All of that is yes, it is true. It's very hard, and it's sentimental. But at the same time, you know, how do I know that that the Lord is doing that? Because He has something better. We keep on holding on to things, and we keep on holding on and holding on to. Our hands are full. There's no place to put new things. There's no place for new blessings. So I think God is like, let go of it, take it away, and here I'm replacing it with this. So that is my little sermon here on Monday night. But more than I'm not making fun of it. I'm just, you know, just being honest, and that's what I'm saying. Rejoice with me, because that is how I feel about it. It is, it's not easy to go through all the troubles, to go from, we went through 2 Airbnbs, we went to 1 hotel, and the last 4 days we spent it at my sister-in-law's house, which we were so grateful for them to open up their house, their home to us, and letting us sleep there. So we went through all of that, y'all. We had to move out pets, moving pets, and it's not fun, but but that is what has brought us strength. All right, so you all, this is my wired ribbon. So again, my wired heart. Now the next step, and Amen. Yes. Amen. That's right. That is always, the Bible says, the Lord works all things together for good for those who love the Lord and called according to his purposes. So I claim on that, believe in that, I trust the Lord in that. All right. So the next step here is that we're going to add leaves to this cake topper. I'm calling it a cake topper, but you could always put it in what do you call that? In a planter. All right. So I have this beautiful paper here. And this beautiful paper is by Recollections. It's a brand by Michaels. Recollections is the brand, and they sell packs of metallic paper. And it comes in silver, and comes in brass, and comes in gold, and it comes. They even have it in red. Okay, so I have this pack of this one, and I thought, well, that would be perfect to make leaves, but I think it's way too shiny. So then I went ahead and I did some rub and buff and a sponge, rubbed it around to try to see if that will make it a little bit, a little bit nicer. I still didn't like it, so I went ahead and turned it around, you all, and this is the back of this paper. Okay, it's nice and brown. It looks like a butcher paper in cardboard. It's a 60-pound butcher 60-pound cardboard cardstock. I'm sorry, 60-pound cardstock. So I went ahead and took this 60-pound cardstock on the back of it, which is butcher brown, and I went ahead and started doing this, which is, I'm going to show you. I want you to see it live so that you could see how I got to it. So I went ahead and here's my rub and buff, and I took 3 different colors. Thank you, guys. Rose, I'm glad, and receive it if I'll put it in your head if at some point you need it. And by the way, I am it really brings like it's not sadness, but it kind of makes me feel bad. All of the struggles that you all are going up north with all of this one incredible weather, freezing weather, and not being able to get out of your house, and keeping those little ones locked up, and the food, and heavens forbid that you lose power. I know what it is to be without power for weeks, so it's awful in this cold weather. So I really do pray that none of you lose power, no matter what's going on, so that you could still have nice and warm weather inside the house. All right, and stay safe, guys. Stay safe. Weather could be awful. I know it's hard for me to understand it fully because I'm here in Florida, but we're still getting our cold, but not brutally cold as you guys have been awfully experiencing. So I have antique gold, I have gold leaf, and I have some Spanish copper. So I'm going to go with this. Now I know the one. Hi, Deborah. Deborah's saying hello to Mary Snyder. All right. So now I have these, and I'm going to put it on here. Now I'm going to also tell you, if you have any black cardstock paper, it will work just as well. All right, and I think it will give it more of a coppery color. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this rub and buff of different colors onto my sheet of cardstock. All right, and we're going to rub away, and I'm going to put just little hints here and there of my Spanish copper, which is the darker one. Not a lot, but just here and there. And now I'm going to go ahead and take a sponge here, and I'm going to start mixing those colors in. And look at this beautiful paper that you guys are going to end up with. Now, because this is rub and buff and it's a metallic paint that is toxic if you try to eat it, obviously that's not what we're trying to do, but I do want to put a disclaimer out there, being that if it's a cake topper, that you use a nice long stick, a nice towel, a nice piece of kebab stick to make it here, to make sure that these leaves do not touch your food. All right, so you just want to put that disclaimer out there. I'm going to make sure that you guys know that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and look how beautiful this is. You see how it looks? I'm going to do 1/3 sheet of paper. and just to kind of be able to use all this rub and buff. And again, if you actually do it with a black cardstock, it will look even better because I have done it before, and it looks kind of like copper. I'm not sure. I'm not kidding you. It looks beautiful, you guys. So as you could tell by you rubbing this rub and buff onto your paper, then you're giving it all of these different tones and dimensions, and especially by using different tones of rub and buff. All right, so now let me show you what we're going to be doing up next. I think we have another 15 minutes, right? We definitely not going to be finished the entire cake topper, but I do want to show you how it looks like. Okay, so eventually this is going to dry up to the point that we won't be able to smooth it out anymore. But for now, just gotta buff it and buff it and buff it. And the reason, and you know, the nice thing about using a sponge brush, you all, is that you get to kind of like buff it out at the same time. Okay, so look at that. We went from a nice brown paper, so look at that. You can see that beautiful, beautiful sheen. All right, and you guys, the reason why I'm doing it in gold is because we all know that gold is my favorite color, one of my favorite colors. Okay, so now that these papers have turned, look at the difference. You see how different this is? This doesn't look very real. This looks so much better. All right, so now out of this, we're going to try to turn them into small leaves. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start getting my paper, and I try to do them long ways like this, and I'm going to tell you it's very hard. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you first. I'm going to draw one out on the back of this, and we're going to make the shape of a leaf or a tear. Okay, and maybe I should just do it from the back, obviously. So just go ahead and do kind of like a teardrop. And you're going to do them kind of like, you know, bigger ones, smaller ones, chunkier ones, however you want to do it, thinner ones. So, so the idea is for your leaves not to be all the same. So I'm going to show you here. See that, the markings on there, on the edge? So those are the kind of leaves that we're going to be cutting. Now, to speed up our process, I'm going to double up my paper, or triple up my paper. Going to clip it. Make sure this baby does not move around on us. There. And then we're going to be cutting. Okay. And as many leaves as you could possibly get out of this, the better. Now, one of the reasons why I thought about this is because some years back, I remember a very fancy store was selling something like this. I want to say it's Pottery Barn, but I can't fully remember. It's been years, you guys. They used to sell something like this. It was a little bit bigger, but it was all wired. And I thought, you know, I kept thinking, like, I remember that I remember that project, but I couldn't remember the store. And I was Googling to see, and the only thing that came up that was similar to it was a cake topper from Etsy. And I'm like, well, that is the idea that I had. You know, I never thought of turning it into a cake topper. And so I thought, you know, interesting, very nice. let's do that. Let's turn it into a cake topper. So that's what the cake topper idea, but actually this idea was of an actual wired, you know, metal, actually metal, brass, heart that was sold, and I want to say it was by you know, by Pottery Barns, but I can't remember. All right, let me see if I missed comments around here. Yes, my color is gold. Amen, sister. I am pretty strong. I know my spirit. It is. All right, awesome idea. It is, right? I mean, it's, it's Valentine's Day. Why not? All right, so one of the, I would say not hard, but tedious part of this project will be this. Will be actually making, cutting out all of the small leaves, and especially that I'm using not the scissors that I should be using, but in some place in my house is my small scissors. Because during Christmas time, I remember making this topiary, big old topiary trees, cone trees that were made out of rolled, what is it, rosette. And I was carrying my little bag around everywhere I went, making those topiary trees. And I don't have it back here. So there goes that. But this is not the hardest part, but it's going to be the most tedious part of all. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I have 3 more to cut, but more than anything, I want to cut this really small one because some of them will be using some smaller leaves. And that's about it. So if we are going to, I've been told, I'm not that I've been paying attention, you guys, because the TV in my house, in my living room, is covered up with a bag, so that with all the construction, we don't have all the dust getting into the TV. And in front of the TV, there's so many boxes and bins that I don't think I'm gonna be watching TV for like a week. So, and the TV in my bedroom is available. However, to be honest with you, I have not been staying in my room like all day, because there's so much to do. So I have not been watching the weather here, or what they tell us, how whatever it's going to be here in Florida. But I have been told by other people that do have been following the weather that it's going to be getting pretty cold on Sunday. So who knows? I'm like, well, that is a good time to pull out our weather, because Floridians, at least here in Tampa, we all could use an excuse to bring out the cold weather gear, because it doesn't get used very often. So we all use excuse for that. But anyways, not that I'm making fun of the situation anywhere else. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Thank you, guys. I'm going to now take this very small thin wire. And again, I wish I knew what is the gauge on this, and it doesn't say it anywhere. But this is the kind that you basically do, what do you call that? Jewelry with. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up here and start releasing it. And that's the only thing. Once you release it, it's like, that's it. All right, so now I'm going to make or cut small pieces with my wire. And just really tiny ones, you guys. We don't really need anything big. Kind of like an inch to an inch and a half of this really thin wire. And this is, I think in Spanish they call it cable dulce, which is they call it sweet wire. Now, don't know if that's kind of called, how it's called here in English, but in Spanish it's called cable dulce. So it's the kind that you kind of, I guess, find inside sometimes electronic stuff. All right, so now that I have that, guys, now here is a little thing. We're gonna go ahead and lay out as many of the leaves. Now I'm going to lay the leaves, the side that you don't want to see, the side that you don't want to show, that you don't want to, the side that you don't want to, what do you call that, display. That's the side that you're going to be putting up towards you. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out several of these so that it could go a lot faster. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little tiny dot of glue. How tiny? Just basically the tip. Kind of like not even a fourth, less than a fourth there. And I'm going to lay my little piece of wire over that. I'm going to just press it down. Wait until it dries. Continue. You could actually do, if you laid them out neatly, you could go ahead and leave them on the table. Just put your hot glue and just leave them, let them be. add your hot glue, continue with the next one. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to go ahead and put hot glue here, and hot glue in the third one. I'm going to take my 3 wires. I'm going to go ahead and lay, 1 wire there, 1 wire on my next one, and 1 wire on the last one. And that way, you're working pretty quickly into getting the wires on this. Okay. Once this hot glue has dried on that, I'm going to go ahead and take the ones that I started doing it. So you have the leaves right here. Now, you could later on go ahead and do, hi Darla. How are you, friend? Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. So now you're going to go ahead and don't forget, guys, I appreciate if you're not following me yet, and you like what I do, don't forget to hit that follow button. And thank you. And if you're not watching or joining to Craft Around the Clock, also don't forget to hit up the subscription. The links are in the description below. And hi, Diane. And you could also find the links to my Instagram, my YouTube, my Facebook, and my TikTok accounts. So we'd love to have you join there, because sometimes I put different things in different places. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to start with my small one here. And I'm going to start wrapping it up. I'm going to put my kind of like a neck size up on there. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to join them. So that little one, we're going to join it or twist it together, like this, into my next size up. And it looks like probably there. So I'm going to just wrap it around. See? Got to make sure that all of the gluing kind of goes in the same direction, you guys. So you want to have all of your glue on the same, facing the same direction. So there it is. And now we're going to twist the tails of the wire so that those two are together. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the next one. And we're going to do small little bunches or little bushels, I guess. I'm not sure what the word might be, but little bunches of little, what would the word be? We're going to bunch up little lots of leaves. So it could kind of look more like a little, not a branch. Here, I'm going to go ahead and remove that glue because that, my wire just came off on that. So it's going to go ahead and glue it one more time. As I was twisting it, guess I twisted it too much. Okay. So now as I do this, you guys, what we're going to do, you could do it one at a time if you like, but I think this kind of saves you some trouble or some time. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to begin by now adding this. Remember, we're adding gold to gold. So I'm going to add this right in here. I'm going to start kind of like a midway, and I'm going to wrap it around our little wired cake topper or wire heart. So that is, we're going to continue. The idea is to go ahead and continue wrapping this or covering this little heart with as many little bundles of leaves that we could make. See that? So as we're working on there, we're going to put little bundles of leaves, branches, thank you, clusters, thank you for all the synonyms. So Maria, I have not been live. I haven't been live for like close to 20 days. That's the reason why you probably have not seen me. But have not been live because I was out of the house. So could not have been in my craft room, but that's the reason why you have not seen me live. But thank you for checking in. Anyway, so we're going to do little clusters, so bundles of leaves that look like small branches, and we're going to go ahead and cover that. Now, this will be completely up to you. Whether you want to cover the entire thing, that's up to you. If you just want to do a little section here and call it a day, if you want to do a little section here, put names over here, now The rest is up to you. I'm giving you the idea. You run with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue working on my little bundles, clusters of little leaves, and do it like so. I did notice by doing this now that it would be best to kind of make your wires a little bit longer. So perhaps instead of doing the, like I told you at the beginning, just probably like an inch, inch and a half wire. No, because you have to twist it. So so lesson learned, do a little longer so that at least you could have at least 2 inches of wired. I think I just dropped one. At least 2 inches of wire to kind of be able to twist around. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you. I'm gonna go ahead and cut about 3 inches of my wire, and that's what I'm going to be gluing my little. Each individual leaf is going to have about a 3 inch strip of wire. Each individual leaf, and so that way when you are going to wrap them into a cluster, then you have enough to manipulate. Thank you for all those hearts, guys. And don't forget, make sure that you are following if you are not yet, so that you won't miss it. Live right now. If before it was crazy, now it's crazier. So it's hard to tell. I will be able to commit to 2 times this week, and that's as much as I'm going to commit. I'll be completely honest, you guys. I'm still just trying to get back at life here with my family, and we have so much to do, so much to do. So I'm not going to commit to, I'm going to stress myself. So I can't. So I'm going to commit to today, and I'm going to commit to Wednesday. As of right now, I have signed up and craft on the clock for Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning Eastern. So if you are a morning gal, then go ahead and join us there. If not, you could always watch the replay. No worries. So those are the 2 days that I am committing to as of right now for this week. All right. So I have about 4 more leaves. Let's go ahead and make a little cluster. And I also wanted to show you or add something else. Bring something else down your way just to kind of make your head kind of like a little spin. I have here some little pearls. Now these are champagne color pearls. Thank you for following, friend. These are champagne color pearls. Hey, Amanda, loving it. Good. And I'm going to now. What if? And I thought, well, what if we just take some little clusters of pearls as well? Just remember, don't forget to kind of curl up the tops. Just make sure your pearl doesn't run out. And oh, that came out. Hold on a second. Listen, when my daughter was working on this project, oh, my fingers hurt because I had to help her because she has so much work. Of course, she picks like the biggest projects. I'm like, why do you pick this, Haley? But anyways, overachiever. Wonder who she comes up with. Who comes up like you know what I'm trying to say. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But anyways, so just kind of if anything, I will say add a little bit of hot glue to this child, to this baby in there, and to this bad boy, and so you can start kind of like moving on me. There we go. And there. See? So now I have a pearl. Look at that. And we can add pearls to this thing. Who knows? Who knows? So I'm going to add them. And there we go. Now we have something else to wrap around here. Okay. See how it looks like? So they kind of look a little bit like berries in a way. And we have, here we go. Now we wrap around. Much better with the longer wire. Much better. Definitely recommend it. Okay, here's another leaf. As again, you're gonna make little clusters. Wire is very cheap, you guys. Very, very cheap. You could check it out on on Amazon. You could check that out. They're very, very cheap. Very, very cheap. You could get a whole pack of a variety pack for less than $10. Very, very cheap. Okay. I think I got it for like six something, a variety pack. Yeah, honestly, it's just not, don't even, don't think it twice. I think we all can afford it. All right. All right, so here's my next cluster. See how it looks so pretty? This is how it looks from the behind. From behind, just want to make sure that you guys know. And again, we're gonna add them. Look at that. See that? Look how pretty that looks, you guys. And look where the pearls. See that? Look at that. So pretty. Que lindo, bello. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and attach it. And being that it's gold on gold, you know, nothing doesn't look out of place. Does not look out of place. It looks like it belongs together. You and me, we belong together. I think that's the wrong, I'm singing the wrong thing. But anyways, I think is a must. Oh, that little pearl. I think it's a must. But anyways, don't forget, I did say you're gonna add a topper or something, some little stick to the bottom. This is just a little my little what do you call that? My brush. But you know what? So that's why I just kind of want to give you the idea that you're going to do this like this, and whether you use it, I get for cake, or don't forget that this is that do not try to put this close to the food or try to eat it. Just be careful with that. That doesn't get into anybody's mouth. If you're going to use it as a cake topper, because it's not it's toxic if you try to eat it. So make sure of that. But if you're going to use it on on a potted plant or things like that, I think that would look really beautiful. And remember, you don't have to do it in gold. That's just the way that I did it because I love gold. But you could do it in red. You could do little green leaves. You know, you could do whatever your heart desires. But it just reminded me of a craft, something, some decorative thing that I saw, you know, many years ago, and I think it was on Pottery Barn, but I couldn't find it. But that's what it is. It was theirs. It was made out of brass. Mine is not. It's fake. So that's what it is. But anyways, I hope that you have loved it. I hope that this kind of inspires you. And obviously, I'm not done. And I'm going to continue making my little leaves, my little clusters, and I'm going to kind of put it here. And I kind of want to put it on this side, you guys, and call it a day. I don't, believe it or not, I don't want to cover this part here. I don't want to cover this part here. I want to just kind of put some here and some there, and then just kind of, you know, accentuate, I said the word, my heart, you know, and that's about it. So love you. Anyways, hope that you have enjoyed this. If you are one of the, if you my three friends right now have maintained watching on YouTube, if you have not yet followed, I appreciate you. Make sure that you have hit that follow button before you leave, and don't forget to give you this this a thumbs up. Not only that, you guys, also on Facebook, but it kind of puts you, you know, it just happens, things happen with algorithm, and you know, things that we just don't understand ourselves. But in the computer world, it means a lot. So I appreciate it that if you guys give a thumbs up. If you sprinkle it, even better. But if you comment, you know, don't just put, you know, the little heart, but comment and say hi, one word, and there's a comment that pushes us out there. And as you could tell, my algorithm is down to the floor as of right now because I'm being kind of out. So I really appreciate you if you could help me on that sense. Don't forget, if you want to follow me, I put lots of stuff in my stories on Instagram. So if you don't have Instagram, I do Instagram and Facebook talk together. So by following, by whatever I send to Instagram, if you actually follow the the story. So you look for stories, then you could see, but you could follow and check out there. This morning I put, well, my kitchen looks like that night. I have the world's smallest sink. It's so cute, and it wobbles. But anyways, but it's doing the job. So really, really love it. So as of right now, so you can see it in there in the stories. Anyways, I love you all. I will see you Wednesday morning. Gonna be Wednesday morning on Craft from the Clock at 8:30 in the morning on Eastern Standard Time. Stay warm, and do your best to make it through this, you guys. This winter seems to be pretty tough. If you are a prayer a woman of prayer, I will just encourage you to just also continue to pray for our country, for all of the stuff that's going on. We all know, and for the peace of God to rule over hearts, right? The Bible says that when, what is it, when evil reigns, grace is even flows even more. I'm butchering that verse, but anyways, I will try to find it. All right, love you all. Have a good night. May God bless you. May God keep you. Make His face shine upon you. May God grant you His peace. And let me know if you love this. All right, have buenas noches. Have a good night. Hope to see you Wednesday a.m. time. Love you guys. Adios.